DJ Toasty Z, hip hop made me do it. You already know what the fuck it is, and if you don't, now you do.
You better.
We're out in the Boston area at an undisclosed location with the mass legend in the making, Mr. Tommy Devine himself.
What's up, Dommy Devine? We're at my hideout. This is the headquarters. You can't find us.
No, we're tucked away. Like I said, I was telling you, it's a very nostalgic area. I won't disclose where we are, but like, I lived right across not across the pond, across the street a while back.
Yeah, over the pond.
Yeah, it was an interesting time for sure. So you're a touring manager.
Yeah,
a show promoter. You manage like 50 artists, something like that?
I wear a lot of hats. There's a lot of hats to be worn. Right now, yeah. I definitely started through a show. No, I started with merchandise, dude. I was running Divine Minds.
For sure.
Making clothes with my best friends, gardens and chump change, and selling them out of the trunk of my car. But now, yeah, man, it's kind of evolved into artist management, tour management, shit. What else?
Now you're officially an A&R for Sony, right?
A&R for Sony, The Orchard. Shout out Tyler.
Big moves.
I also, I throw a lot of concerts. I'm trying to get into throwing festivals. That's like pretty much my end all be all with this shit.
This is the next level.
Yeah, for sure. Kind of threw my first mini festival last weekend. That was tight.
Yeah, that was tight. First ever Divine Minds Fest in Boston. I was actually going to ask you about we're just reflecting on that show. I think it was an awesome time. I think it went really well.
I always say it was like the best night of my life. Like a lot of people ask me how it went, and like that's the way I'll put it, man. Best night of my life. That's like the manifestations of everything I've been working on the past like 4 years, man. Like all of those artists at one point, I have taken them on tour. They've been on the Magic Clout bus. They've worked with me. I've done a show with them or something like that. You know, the only one really before that I haven't really truly worked with was Cold Heart, but like. He actually came a couple nights earlier than the show, 2 nights before, and he actually hung out at my apartment, and I got to know him, and he's dope. He's a sweetheart, good person.
Yeah,
I
feel like I saw
Sweetheart,
some shit,
not Cold Heart.
On Beauchat's like Instagram story and stuff.
Oh yeah. He was at the hideout too. He came to my HQ.
He's an interesting dude.
He's definitely an interesting dude. I had to troll his ass because he came around and I brought him to the salon. He dyed his hair purple or blue or something like that. And that's like, hangs out with Cold Heart once. Hangs out with GBC once, gets his hair colored.
Well, yeah, I always like, so the first time I actually met him was I was putting on a show in Western Mass and I dropped off a ticket with him. And I later found out that he runs like a huge like weed Instagram.
I didn't know what he does. That's what he does?
Well, he has like a decent amount of followers. He has like almost 50K followers, and he just does like the crazy weed shit, and it's just like, it's impressive. I'll say that. Yeah,
I seen he had hella followers. I was like, what does this dude do? Like, what's going on? I thought he was a rapper or something.
I mean, he does make music for sure. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, just to start off, I always like to say like, who is Tommy Devine?
Who is Tommy Devine?
Yeah.
It's a good question. I'm still learning who Tommy Devine is every day as it goes on, but Dom, who my real name is, Dominic, I'm actually born and raised in Pepperell, Massachusetts, small town, like 9,000 people, man, from the sticks, from the burbs. Pretty much just a normal kid growing up, playing soccer, playing basketball, lacrosse with my friends, growing up in a little town, small dreams, nothing big, just wanted to be an athlete or something crazy, And small dreams, like every kid probably wants to do when they're growing up. But, coming from where I come from, people don't really, you're born there, you're raised there, you meet a girl there, you get married there, you stay there.
It's like small town vibe, yeah.
Small town vibe, man. Like, honestly, that gives me anxiety now, dude. It's like, I cannot stay in the same place for more than like 2 weeks at a time now, dude. My soul gets trapped. Like, it's like, it wants to go and have new experiences and meet new people and like just, yeah.
I feel that part of me, I'm conflicted. Part of me like wants like a very simple life where I'm just like happy and chill and like family and shit.
You want a white fence?
I don't want a white fence, but I want to like I feel like I don't want that much, but then I also want to do like a crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like part of me wants to just like have a relaxing, like low stress lifestyle, but then I find myself like, wanting to, interview artists and
you're destined for greatness.
I put out a tweet that like part of me feels like I'm not going to amount to shit, and part of me feels like I'm destined to greatness. So I'll probably end up somewhere in the middle.
That sounds like anxiety.
Yeah, part of it's anxiety.
I feel the same way though, bro. It's like a roller coaster of emotions. I could have my highest high and then my lowest lows, but it's always about not letting your lows get too low and not letting your highs get too high, and just maintaining composure and balance throughout this journey. Because this shit really is like, it's a game, bro. The music industry, they call it a game. Because it really is.
Yeah, you don't want to get you want high highs, but you don't want them to get to your head.
Hell no. I definitely, like, that's called getting lost in the sauce. And I was lost in the sauce for a little bit when I started getting a little, like, I don't know what the word is, like, notoriety or whatever. But people started to know who I was and take pictures with me. And I was like, wow, I'm the coolest person ever. Then I realized I'm not shit. And there's people that have been doing this that are way better than me and way more legit. So I had to humble myself, but... Once that happened, then I started actually getting way more professional.
Well, it's a difference of like the clout persona, and like there are certain people that don't have clout in quotes, but they've had a long career and they've like stacked their money and like done really well for themselves, but like in the background. And like that's like more like, that's the funny thing is I do all these interviews, I put them online, but I don't like being like the center of attention. Like I'd much rather like do stuff with music, makes money, and just like be in the background
and like promote the artists that you believe that their art needs to be put on to a bigger level. Yeah, I feel the same exact way, man. Like I feel like what I do is pretty much some background, back of the scene type stuff, but somehow I just caught the clout flu.
Yeah, but at the same time, you do like, you are kind of a character. You got the like you're always coming with the dyed hair and stuff.
Oh yeah, this is the Diet Sherbert cut. This is something new I broke out for the summer, but we'll be going away soon. Pretty sure I got like the icy winter freeze coming in soon. Cut, cool me down, cool my hair down. I need the baby blue or the white or the light ice, like a Gatorade flavor in my hair soon.
For sure. What's that like light blue? That's my favorite.
Glacier freeze. Yeah, I'm gonna
sure.
Get the glacier freeze coming soon.
That's the best flavor, no doubt.
Say goodbye. This might be the last time you've seen the sherbet live.
What makes it? What motivated you to first like start dyeing your hair and stuff?
Dude, just expression. Just expressing myself. I don't like normal. I hate like regular shit. Mm-hmm. I also was like went to private school my whole entire life, so I was like uniform, shirt tucked in, tie, nice black shoes, dress shoes. Like I was never able to like express myself and like wear different stuff or be different. Couldn't have hair past my shoulders. Like had to be nice and short. So like,
this is your rebellion. Yeah,
I mean, I always was like a rebel, but I was like, I had parents that weren't letting me be a rebel. So once I broke out of that age frame, I really started to find myself.
For sure. Yeah, I know for me, like I used to have, I don't even know if you might have seen like some of my interviews where my hair was super long. Like it ended up being down on my shoulders, and I grew out for 2 years. But after a while, I have this like weird like thing where I'm like, I want to have fun and be goofy and weird and just do weird shit, but I also don't want to be like a caricature of myself. You know, it's like the balance of like being taken seriously, but being goofy, and then sometimes it's like, I feel like sometimes it's easy to tie your identity into things that are like superficial. Of
course, dude. That's getting lost in the sauce, man. Like I said, you got to be able to like still be yourself. I can go be with my parents and be Dom, their son, and hang out with them and have dinner with my grandparents and talk to them about whatever, you know, about the back porch that they're working on. But then I can also go around and hang out with Chapo in the trap and be Tommy Devine and like be, you know, taking these artists, working on them and, you know, helping them find their sauce. Yeah. Their drip.
For sure. For a while, before I cut my hair, I was like kind of worried that it would like, you know, it sounds dumb, but you feel like it's like a part of your identity and it's tough to like get rid of it.
It is, bro. Hair is spiritual. I feel like I read an article one time where like the Native Americans don't cut their hair because like it's spiritual to grow it and it's like part of yourself.
Yeah, we could learn a lot from Native American culture.
Hell yeah. Shout out the Native Americans for real.
Especially in Massachusetts, you know, like such a rich culture that
Hell yeah, New England, just in general, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I might have been a Native American in my past life.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. I have a bunch of questions, and I know we could probably just go on mad tangents. Now, last time we hung out, I know you were flying to Miami to DJ for Chapo at Rolling Loud.
Yeah.
And I know you even mentioned like you weren't even trying to become a DJ. You kind of like fell into it. So I'm curious like how that actually came about.
So the first time I ever DJ'd, well, it was like this. I booked Xavier Wolf for a show, and the first show I ever threw, and I was like, you know what? I kind of want to try DJing. I think I could play some music that would turn the crowd up. My homie Don Krez, who's like the Suicide Boys, DJ, Rich Chigga, Puya, Fat Nick, all them. He is pretty like inspiring to me, and was like kind of showing me the way. And like he's a lit DJ too, but like that's not even his thing, bro. He like books shows and stuff, whatnot. For sure. And I was like, damn, he gets the crowd turned. I was like, I think I can do that with my music selection. So pretty much, man, I booked Wolf, and then I booked a bunch of openers. I just put myself on like 15-minute set before Wolf went on at my first show, and I didn't even know how to DJ, so I had a DJ on stage. Shout out David Chief. Be DJing for me. I went on stage with all my boys. I just took the mic, and I would just like turn around, look at him, be like, yo, play this song. And he would play it, and then I would just hype, be like, yeah, open up the pit. Throw your fours up, turn up. I just yell shit on the mic, and like the kids went nuts, man. Like they actually went like insane for it, dude. Like there's some crazy footage on YouTube. You can search Boston Weed Party. You'll find
Boston Weed Party.
Yeah.
Who were there performers or
yeah? Well, it was Xavier Wolf.
Oh, okay, that was
yeah. So I booked like pretty much how that show happened was so random, dude. I like had met Wolf in Montreal, and then went to LA, and I was with Krez again, and like went to Tyler Grosso's house, I want to say, and like Wolf pulled up, and he's like, oh shit, Dommy, we caught up a little bit, and then he like a week later he announced a tour, and I hit him up, I shot him a message, I was like, bro, I want to bring that to Boston. He's like, yeah. The one day off on the entire tour was in between Virginia and New York City, and I was like, dude, it's meant to be.
So it's fate, yeah. So I was just curious, because you said it was under Boston Weed Party, so I was just like...
The dude from No Jumper filmed it.
Okay.
He came and vlogged it.
It's just a weird name for it if it's an Xavier Wolf show.
Well, I think it was a rip of the Boston Tea Party.
Oh, okay.
And it was like so many people came. It was a warehouse, so it was smoke friendly.
Okay, yeah.
And like Xavier Wolf, I don't know, I feel like part of his image is smoking backwoods and blunts and like that. Not his image, but just who he is as a person.
Yeah.
And like, dude, there was just like clouds of, you couldn't see, like from me to you, it was just smoke, like.
Yeah.
So it really was the Boston Weed Party. We actually had to open up like the warehouse fucking like, not the roof, but those big ass huge windows, dude, like to let out all the smoke like periodically.
For sure. That's
so
fire.
It was like one big clam bake.
That's fire. What warehouse did you throw this at?
The Inner Sanctum in Roxbury. Rest in peace.
Yeah, I feel like Boston has done a bit to like shut down a lot of like DIY venues.
Dude, that's like where it's at, man. That's like my energy, bro. I love like warehouse culture, DIY culture. Like my original shows were all like that. And now like I'm stuck in the Middle East, man.
Yeah, shout out Ham.
Yeah, seriously, shout out Adam and Roma.
It's just nice to like be in control of everything, and like I don't know. It's like you can build it the way you want to.
You have no one to
like,
answer to.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like you can get the artist paid. You can make the prices reasonable. You know, like
it's cheaper.
You don't have to like get artists to like pay to play and that shit. And it's like, because and it's. I also did. You mentioned that you did actually. There is another warehouse that you found in Boston. Yeah. Is that gonna be a thing?
That's gonna be a thing. Yeah. It's just a little bit of time to get it looking right. It's not mine. It's this homie Imani's. I'm not gonna say much more on it, but yeah. It's coming soon to Boston. Sure. I might not be in Boston still when it comes, but it's coming soon. I'm proud of him for having it.
For sure. Well, if not, I'm sure we'll be putting on some shows and shit. Where do you think you're going to be going?
I plan on going to LA in September. Saved up my money, ready to go. It's hidden in my shoebox. Yeah. Under my bed. Don't rob me. Just kidding. It's not there if you look.
Getting back to like Rolling Loud, what was that experience
dude
like?
I was like one of those experiences in life when like you physically feel like your life changing, like the energy around you, and you're like looking around, you're like, yo, all this stuff that I dream about and talk about doing with my friends, like you just have that, like you gotta look from an outside perspective, but like you're like, yo, I'm doing this right now. Like I was like, it happened when I was like, it happened during the whole festival. Like one moment specifically was like the last, I want to say it was the last day. It might have been Saturday.
Yeah.
No, I think it was the last day. I think it was, it was Sunday when Ski Mask performed, and he brought out Chapo during his set, man. There's 40,000 kids in the crowd. Like, being on stage for that, standing on, like, the barrier, throwing water on the kids, like, dude, like, that was, like, I was like, whoa, this is no longer, like, me just like trying to sell t-shirts out of the trunk of my car, my friends. This is no longer
real,
me just like, you know, managing an artist, trying to help him out. Like this is the real deal. Like I've made it to a point now where it's like I'm like really doing this. And I feel like I've been really doing this, but it was just like that moment in your head when it clicks and it's like,
that's
all right,
what I was
bro.
saying. Like you don't realize you think you're not shit until like there's that moment where it's like you're just grinding, you're not and then like there's that moment where you're like, oh shit, this is real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Then you like, it puts everything in perspective, you know?
I have those like a good amount now. And I just like, I feel like I level up every time. Like, I feel like mentally and like spiritually and everything, I just feel like more tapped in and more dedicated. I'm like, all right, dude, this is like, it's like inspiring to work harder. Like I come home from Rolling Loud and I like got my team together and we built a new website and we dropped a new website and we had hella footage and we started shooting more music videos. Like, shout out Pete and shout out Sam. Like we really went in, like, and like now I don't know, dude. I just at this point, dude, after like having that Rolling Loud experience, then that show, the Divine Minds Fest last weekend, like I know solidified in my head, like this is what I want to do. I want to be involved in festivals and major shows. Like I really want to. And I also want to take the artists that I'm working with right now and get them involved in those shows if they're not already at that level.
For sure. I know. I saw footage of you talking to Jaden Smith.
Yeah.
What'd you end up saying to him?
It's kind of funny, man. Honestly, like we went to go see ASAP Ferg's set. Obviously, we had the artist passes, so we finagled ourselves to like cool little section. We were like watching Ferg.
The cool club.
Or we were watching scratch that. We were watching Jaden's set.
Yeah.
And then he got off stage, and then Ferg gets on stage, and we're like standing there partying, and like I like turn around, and I see Jaden Smith behind me, and like I'm pretty numb to the whole like seeing people that are cool or like popular and like being like holy shit, man. But like
the clout game,
not even the clout game. Just like at first, man, when I would meet people, I was like speechless. There's been times, one time specifically, I remember like I couldn't even talk, bro. I had like almost like a anxiety attack or panic attack. I was like, yo, why am I around all these dudes? Like, this is nuts. Like, these are all people I would listen to on the internet or I watch or I follow. But yeah, man, so I just like, I almost started to have that again. I was like, yo, Jaden Smith, like, dude, what? Like, come on, man. Like, I looked again, I'm like, yo, it's Jaden Smith. And like, I went and got my photographer, Pete, and he pulled up and I was like, yo, we got to get a picture with Jaden Smith. He's like, all right, man. Like, so I like turn around and like, he's like right behind me now. Like, he's like on my shoulder, like dancing. And I'm like, I like just turned. He was just like, "Yo, man, I really like your chain." Like he initiated the conversation with me, and I was like, "Wow, it made it a lot easier for me." But I was so caught
because it's like, oh, I don't have to like start this.
Yeah, and like I was caught off guard, bro. I was like, "Oh, dude." He's like, "Yeah, I really like your chain, man. Like Louis Vuitton's one of my favorite brands." I was like, "Oh, dude, I really liked you in Pursuit of Happiness, bro. You did a good job." And he's like, "What?" Like I was like 4 or 5 years old, bro. Like. And then I was like, we just started talking about how he performed on that stage, and then how like Chapo's gonna perform on that stage, and it was just talking about like he was like, yeah, man, you can do it, like, because I was like, yeah, I'm pretty nervous, man, about being on the big stage, like. He's like, dude, you can do it. Like, you know, if you're here for a reason. Like, he's started having like low key a really woke conversation. Yeah, like we're just like spit some like conscious knowledge on me, dude. In real life. Yeah, Jaden tweeting to my face, bro, and he was a real ass dude, man. Shout out Jaden, like just being cool with me. And yeah, we talked for like, you know, 5-10 minutes, nothing crazy, but then like, you know, Pete snapped a photo, and that infamous photo that went viral. Now everybody in my hometown thinks I'm cool.
That actually reminds me, I have a similar Well, it's funny because it's like, for me, it's like, it's not celebrities that get me like starstruck. It's like people that like you meet that like you feel like influence your life, or like, you know, they actually have meaning to your life versus like any person that's like famous. But I had a similar experience with Hannibal Buress in South by Southwest. It was like
so sick.
It was nothing, but like I was in the crowd, and it was Saba was performing. And
who?
Saba.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's from Chicago.
I thought you were gonna say Saw Baby. I was like, all right.
No.
I know Saw.
He's from Chicago, and like I felt someone bump into me, and I turn around, and it was Hannibal Buress, and he just gives me a head nod, like, "Oh, sorry, I bumped into you," type of head nod. And then I looked down, I was like, "Wait, that was Hannibal Buress?"
Oh my god!
And it was mad funny because I saw him like move to the side of the crowd, and then he's like, Sabo goes like, "I want to play this song. I normally don't play this, but there's someone very special in the crowd. I don't want to say who it is because I want to blow their spot." Yeah. And I just saw like Hannibal Buress' face go from like super chill, laid back to like a kid at a candy store, like getting super lit. And it was just really funny to watch because like I knew exactly, like it was almost like this weird inside joke where I knew who he was talking about, but
no one else in the crowd did. That's sick. That's legendary, bro. You experienced that.
It's just so funny when you have those like small little moments where you're like, oh wow, you know, like
that stuff exists, like, bro. It exists.
It was like insignificant, but it was like, and I know you. We were talking. I know Rolling Loud's doing some big things.
Shout out Tarek and Matt for sure.
For sure, and I feel like that they came out of nowhere and just start like in the last year they've just done. They did California. They did Miami. Last time we were talking, you were saying they might be coming to New England. Is that a thing? I'm trying
to make that a thing. I met Tarek the weirdest way, man. We got booked for Rolling Loud. Like Danny Towers, like DM me on Instagram. Was like, "Yo, my boy's in town. Can you hook him up? Can you take care of him while he's there?" I was like, "Yeah." So he gave me Tarek's number. I didn't know who Tarek was at that time, and I did know who he was, but I didn't know it was him that he gave me his number.
Mm-hmm, yeah,
and
it's like you didn't make the connection.
Yeah, and texted him. He's like, "Yeah, I'm actually going to a part of New Hampshire. He's going up north." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm in Nashua." Like, he's like, "Yeah, can I come meet up with you?" I was like, "Yeah, dude." So I was at Panera Bread, like just sending out emails. It was crazy because I was like sending out emails to like promoters and like booking agents. Like little did I know I was talking to like the biggest promoter in the entire industry.
Yeah,
I'm like sending out these emails. Like he pulls up and like we sit down, we start shooting the shit, and he was just like, "Yeah, man, like thanks for taking care of me. Like I don't know if you know who I am, but like I run Rolling Loud, so like if you ever want to go to Rolling Loud, like just you and all your friends, VIP passes, like for life, man. I got you. Appreciate you like holding me down." And I was like, "Dude, like do you know what I do?" He's like, "No idea." Told him I work with Slug and Chapo and a few other artists at the time. And he was like, "Dude, no way. Like, I actually wanted to book Chapo for Rolling Loud." And I was like, "Dude, no way. I emailed you about that. You didn't answer me."
What the fuck is up?
And he was like, "Dude, you have my phone number now. Like, just call me." Yeah. And then, like, so, dude, I met the owner of Rolling Loud at Panera Bread in Nashua. And, yeah, I tapped in with him, dude. And, like, a week and a half later, Chapo was, boom, on the lineup.
Yeah.
Like, just made it happen like that.
That's crazy because I feel like I always find that the like, best connections I make are like, not that I'm ever like trying to get things out of people, but when you don't even know who someone is and you're just genuinely connecting with them, you're there and you don't have an agenda of like, oh, I'm trying to get this done or trying to get this booked. Then you really connect with that person, and then they see that you're just a genuine dude, you know?
Yeah.
It's like
that's how it was. I think that's why he was rocking with me, because like I wasn't trying to get a handout or anything. I was just like, I was just trying to take care of him. Yeah. I was just like, dude, you have whatever, help yourself to whatever you need, bro. Like, I was like, you're a friend of Danny, you're a friend of mine, so like, just whatever you need, bro. And it was crazy how that manifested, because like when I seen Tarek at Rolling Loud, the first thing I was like, from Panera Bread in Nashua to Rolling Loud Miami, like it just felt like it was like that was like some stuff in my life, like when it felt like predestined, like some fate,
sure.
Like.
That's why I feel like you should never judge anyone, and you should always like treat everyone with the utmost kindness, because you never know. Like, I mean, obviously just to be a good person, but you never know who someone really is or what their life is, and like
like
just be a good person
with this music shit, man. I've been talking to these artists for so long and like meeting them in person, and they'll just be so cold to me. And then they find out who I am, and the whole vibe changes, man. Like, it's crazy. Like, I don't change how I act towards them, but like, there's a lot of artists now that are coming around to me because they know I can help them. But it's like they were so cold to me before. Like,
that's such a power trip, though. Too, it feels so good because you're like, not in like a sadistic way, but you're like, you don't have to fuck with anyone you don't want to fuck with, and if you know someone,
Yeah, I mean, I don't let it affect me. I just am aware that like these people really like treat people differently based off of like what they can do for them, and it's kind of shitty. So like I just make sure in my head that I treat like, dude, I see all these DMs from these kids from these shows that are like, you changed my life. This show was amazing. That I answer bro. I get hundreds of DMs a day. I answer every single one, even if it's just like a little heart emoji that I send back. I make sure that I respond to like everybody and just show them love, or even just be like, yo, you got the juice, you're next up, you got, you know what I'm saying? I'll just try to low-key inspire these kids to keep going.
That's mad funny because I remember I followed you and you just like DM me and call me a legend, and I was like, my first reaction to that is always like, I always think someone's gassing me up, so I'm like, get defensive. I'm like, why is he calling me a legend? Like, why does this guy even know who I am? Like,
hip-hop made me do it. Legendary.
You already know. I always forget that like, some people know. I always just assume no one sees my shit. You know what I'm saying?
Me
like,
too,
you don't realize
too.
like who actually watches your stuff until like, it's weird how the world.
That's the
works.
best part of it, though, man.
Yeah, it's not always about the numbers; it's about who's watching.
Oh, I have the mic. Shout out my sponsor Reebok for these flip flops that I'm wearing. This is not a paid. Yeah, it's not a paid sponsorship, but they send me free stuff in the mail.
Forget where we were.
What's going on, man? Tommy Devine, Hip Hop Made Me Do It. Yoo-hoo unboxing. This is the new Shake It chocolate drink flavor and rich in calcium and vitamin D. We're gonna see how it goes here.
No.
A+. Shout out Yoo-hoo. Sponsor me.
I feel like Yoo-hoo always felt like it was like watered down chocolate milk.
It is. It's
like
not that good. It's not that good.
It's so weird because it's like, it's good, but you're like, this almost tastes like someone took chocolate milk and they're like, let's add more water to this.
They cut it. It was stepped on before it got here, bro.
I remember at school, they would have like the juice and like sometimes they would be like stingy with it and be running out, so they like cut it so it was like 50% juice.
You went to UMass Amherst, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I used to run an Instagram account called I call it Dark Milk. I never call it chocolate milk. I just wanted to troll.
Yeah.
Dark Milk rankings, and like I was like during my heavy touring days, and like I would just go every place I went to around the country. I would rate the Dark Milk, and UMass is, I can't lie, man. UMass's chocolate milk got one of my worst ratings ever.
Yeah,
just keep it a buck with you. Yeah, it was like a 5.
Well, we're good with. I mean, it's funny. There's so many dining halls, and like they're all relatively pretty good because we were ranked. I think like we're always ranked number 1.
That's why I was looking forward to it, man. Listen, the stir fry.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Chocolate milk. You gotta step it up, UMass.
Well, it's like I feel like the liquids they're just getting in big bulk, and like sometimes you get to the bottom of the barrel versus dude,
like. I'm gonna expose you on my Instagram account, man. I'm gonna you're not getting away with that, UMass. I really appreciate Dark Milk.
For sure. So it's funny because I feel like we've had very few formal questions, just a natural conversation.
I'm not a formal guy.
So I mean, we talked a little bit about like you growing up, but I'm curious about like the origins of like Dommy Devine, like, and like just like how Divine Minds like came to be.
All right, so that's a cool story, man.
Yeah.
Pretty much, it starts with a man named John Gardner. Mm-hmm. He had these ideas, man, to create a movement that was like promoting positivity, promoting people to think outside the box, kind of anti-government, anti-9-to-5, anti-everything that they want you to do.
It was like FTB before FTP.
Yeah, exactly. But it was called KTP, Keep the Peace.
There you go.
And
a little bit more positive.
Shout out Zach from FTP, though.
Oh, for sure.
Legendary. But yeah, man, he like, and so pretty much it was like the summer we graduated from high school. We were fooling around with a lot of, you know, psychedelic stuff, and we're having these deep conversations about how we could impact the world, and how, like, you know, just like our lives are way more than just working, bro. Like, we're not here to come and like get a job and pay bills, and just like, that's not what humans are on earth for. Someone just created it. Someone made this system. So pretty much he's KT, Keep the Peace, man. It's crazy, man. I forgot about that, to be honest. But him and Tony, who's now known as Chump Change, who performed at the show last weekend, they were in their dorm at college thinking about all that. My brother had passed away recently from a car accident, and I was really like suicidal, super depressed, like was ready to end it all, man. I had no direction in my life. I was going to community college, and I was like leaving class to go pick up my brother's casket and stuff. I was just falling behind, failing. It wasn't what I wanted to do.
Well, that could really fuck you up, obviously.
Yeah, I was, bro. I really was. So that's like why my message to these kids now is just like, dude, you can come from the worst scenario, and just as long as you have the power of positivity and like perspective, and are able to like take a positive from any situation, like you can rise from that. Like a rose can come from the concrete, man. Like I want to be like living, breathing, like shit. Motivation. Yeah, I want to be like motivation for those kids. But yeah, man. So pretty much, I was like, I'm trying to do something, man. I'm trying to start something. He was like, yo, I already got this idea. And I was like, dude, like, let's throw down on this together. Like, you two are my best friends. Like, let's do it. And like, they're like, all right. So they dropped out of college. I dropped out of college. Or like, yo, right before I dropped out of college, though, I was in a business program at the school, and I had to like pitch an idea in front of like all the business professors, the dean, and everything. And it was Divine Minds, dude. Like, we took KTP, and like we all thought we had like a really big think session. We listened to a bunch of Kid Cudi, like Man on the Moon, that time of life, and we came up with Divine Minds. And dude, the rest is kind of his history. But yeah, we dropped out. I won the contest, got $500. Went on Microsoft Paint, wrote Divine, put little stars around it, like literally Microsoft Paint. Made my first design, put it in a screen printing shop, CJ screen printing shop in Nashville, New Hampshire. Printed some tank tops, selling them out of the trunk of my car at the basketball courts in my town. Just like, yo, support me. And like, that's when I started getting all that hate in the beginning, when kids are just like, yo, you're from a small town, man. Like, no one makes it from here. Like, what are you trying to do, man? Go work at Cumberland Farms, like, get a job. Go in the army, go in the military. Like,
it's like when mad people, like, that have already given up will, like, shit on you, because it's like, they don't even realize that they're necessarily shitting on you, because that's just how their mind is, you know? Like, that's their mindset, you know?
But that's what I feel like I'm here on Earth, bro, to, like, crack that open. And, like, have the key and put it in their brain and be like,
Divine
like,
Minds.
Look, I did this shit, man. Come from the same high school as you, nothing different. I just, you know, put my mind to this and believed in myself. And like, dude, and a lot of these messages I get now are kids that's like, yo, dude, I'm from Massachusetts and I'm from New Hampshire, bro. Like, you give me faith, bro. Like, I didn't think anyone could make it from here. Like, you're hanging out with my favorite artists. You're working with my favorite artists. Like, thank you for just doing what you're doing. Like, that's low key what I set out to do, man. Was just like prove to people, like, you know, you can come from nowhere, you can come from a fucked up situation, and like you can rise above that, man, and like you can still impact the world
for sure.
But yeah, Divine Minds, that's where it stemmed from, man. Just the rest is history, man. It's got a little bit more popular. Got it in some stores in Boston. Got some rappers wearing it. Started meeting the rappers, but then Divine Minds has developed over the years, man. People have come, people have gone. There's new members of it, and right now it's actually developing more into like a media outlet, festival throwing, show throwing, tour management, art, everything. It's just kind of like a whole, I'm trying to put it together right now. It's kind of like a little bit over here, a little bit over there. I'm just trying to like
just focus it.
Yeah, focus all the energy into like, but it's coming together. When it comes together, it's going to be nuts, dude, because I can already tell like the things that we're doing, the things that I'm doing, like it hasn't been done yet, or hasn't been done like this. So like once we get it all tied in, like it's gonna be a powerful, I don't want to say like we're gonna be like a Lyrical Lemonade, or we're gonna be like a Complex or Ill Roots, but like those we're gonna be on that level. We're gonna be on that level though, for sure. We're gonna be repping New England, man, putting New England on.
Well, that's what's crazy is like a lot of people think like that old mindset of you have to go to New York, you have to go to LA. Like, sure, it's good to go to those places and make connections in person, but like with the internet, like you can do the same thing in Boston. And especially like when you have people moving out to LA and like there's all these artists moving out to LA and they're all trying to do the exact same thing. Not the exact same thing, but they're all trying to make it versus like who's like the big show promoter in Boston? I mean, there's like you got Leeds and stuff, but like who's putting on underground shows? Like now you are the face of like underground Boston hip hop, you know, and it's like you can establish yourself. It's like much more of a long game. It's like it's harder to do, but the payoff in the long run is greater because you're establishing yourself and standing out from the crowd of like everyone trying to push.
I've been having that realization lately too, man. It was like I tweeted the other day and I was just like, yo, I could have went to, if y'all don't know, I booked the New England No Jumper tour. And like you know what I'm saying? I brought that to New England, bro. Like the tour, New England No Jumper had done one tour before that. It was Lil Pump and Smoke Perp.
And they blew up right before that too. So it was like
they went through California, like the West Coast, bro. I brought it to New England with DJ Lucas and Chapo and
was
Jeffrey.
So funny where he's like, I was watching the vlog. And he's like, I thought I would need a passport. I thought we were going to England.
Exactly, bro. Like New England is so slept on, bro. But it's crazy. Like after that tour, I was like, yo, I'm gonna go to LA. I'm gonna go out there, like, I'm a marinate in the clout. Like, I'm gonna go out there and get, like, my name's buzzing right now. I'm Oliver No Jumper. Like, that's how I was immature, like, thinking, like, that's what I could go do. And, like, and then I realized, I was like, nah, man, like, you just did something epic for your home area. Like, why don't you stay here and build off of that? And, like, I did. I started bringing more artists through, more shows. Started bringing all these LA people, LA shows to Boston. And, like, it actually is crazy, man, because, like, there's like a face to the scene here now, and like I grew up like going to like the shows, but it would be like one every like 4 or 5 months. They'll come to Boston and shit. Nothing to New Hampshire, nothing to anywhere. Bro, I brought Slug Christ, Little Pain, I don't know, Jeffrey, Chapo, DJ Lucas, No Jumper to a venue in Pelham, New Hampshire. New Hampshire, crazy. Man. Like a hookah bar. Shout out Everett Gibbons. Shout out to Carla Rose. Like they gave me a chance to let me use their venue for free, and like that was a lot of my foundation for throwing these shows. But yeah, so yeah, man, it was dope to be able to build here in New England, and like now it's at the point like where it's like the biggest artists in this area are rocking with me, man. I did business with Cousin Stiz not too long ago. He rented out my tour bus. Yeah. His manager like is putting me on the guest list for Boston Calling. His one of the artists he works with, Big Lino, is like following me on Twitter, tweeting at me. I'm meeting him at shows and he's telling me he respects me, what I did for Boston. Like Vintage Lee like hitting me up like, yo, I'm trying to come see your DJ set. Like it's fire. And it's like OG Swagger Dick was just here at my apartment not too long ago. Yeah, he was like
at the show too.
He goes to all my shows. I rock with OG. Who else, man? Reef, like Stiz's DJ. You know, it's a good homie of mine, putting me on guest lists for shows like Super Smash Bros. All of them, man. There's other Pistola. Like I was bringing Pistola out at my first shows I was doing. I bring him out for a song during my set. Like these artists that are very big in Boston been doing it, man. Like I watched the Boiler Room set from Boston. And it's Stiz and all of them, bro. I see them.
That's the one that did like some house party
in the basement. Yeah, that's like a legendary venue, that's a punk venue that's not working. Like they shut it down now. But yeah. So like all these people are rocking with me now, man. And like they've been doing this, man. Like they've been. Yeah. They're like they grew up here. They did this. Like this is their city. This is the culture that they built. And it's crazy, you know, that I come in from the suburbs, an hour away. I grew up just coming to these shows and seeing these dudes and being like. Michael Christmas, man. I seen him on Newberry Street the other day. He dapped me up, and it's like it's just dope. You know what I'm saying? Like I respect these artists. You know, I was coming to their shows, supporting them, and now like I've had my opportunity to impact their culture that they built here, and I feel like I've done a good enough job where they respect it and they want to work with me now. It's like, and it's like if I had just left and went to LA, I would have never had that like hometown support. Yeah. But now I got like home base. The home team is rocking with me now. Like. In my opinion, is good to go out to LA now and really, throw some crazy stuff out there. Yeah. Like, Ain't Nobody Cool. I'm gonna just tell y'all a little secret. I'm working with Ain't Nobody Cool. Like the last show that they did was like Chief Keef, Rich the Kid, Playboy Cardi, a few other names, a few huge names, right? Yeah. They sent me a package in the mail. And I was just talking to them, but like we're gonna throw a show in LA. huge. It'll be my biggest show yet.
Yeah.
But it was definitely gonna be a mini festival.
The first real Dommy Devine LA show. The first one didn't count.
You went to that, right?
I was at that. Yeah, I saw Adam DJ, and then
the police.
It was over.
Yeah.
And that was a kind of a shit show, but it was fun. I had fun for the couple minutes I was there.
It was cool because like it was packed out, and like it proved to me because like I had never thrown a show in LA, and I was like so nervous about throwing a show in LA. Got a little,
rightfully so,
dude. And like kids were just pouring in. I was like, wow, this is so cool. I can do this. Not only can I do it at home, I can do it across the country. Like I'm doing it. This is awesome. Oh shit, the cops are here. Oh shit, people are getting arrested. Oh, I'm arrested. You
got arrested that night?
I got not cuffed, but I got written up. Yeah, technically I got arrested. I got fined.
Well, because a couple nights before that, me and Louie were chilling, and you were supposed to come through. Didn't you get arrested like a couple days before that too? With do you know I want to talk about it?
Yeah.
Fair enough. I don't want to. I'm not like trying to start any.
No, you're good. You're good. It's just something that we've already discussed that's not supposed to be on the internet.
Yeah, for sure. I don't want to. I like to talk about interesting things, but I don't want to.
Of course, that's an interesting story for sure. I'm gonna tell you that off camera.
Oh, for sure. I just remember you FaceTimed us, and it was like, crazy artist life for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. I feel like it's interesting because I had something, and then we talked about something totally different.
My bad. ADHD.
No, I love that because it's like the tangents are where the most interesting stuff comes out. Because it's just the
pure
stuff. Yeah. No, I thought it was. At the same time, the hometown route is always like I said, the payoff is a lot. It takes a lot longer, and I'm never gonna hate on anyone that's trying to that goes to LA, just does their things, trying to get there. Because it's like, at the end of the day, once you understand the artist lifestyle and the struggle of it, and you realize these people that you think are that have a bunch of clout, you think that they're set, financially.
They're really sleeping on the floor in someone else's apartment in the garage.
So they're still really struggling, even though they have clout. So it's I'm not gonna ever. Once you realize that, I'm not gonna ever shit on anyone for trying to get that money quick and trying to get out of.
The first time I went to LA, I was sleeping on the floor next to crystal meth, not the drug, the person. He's a Suicide Boys DJ.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not as familiar.
It was Don Krez's assistant, and now he became the Suicide Boys DJ. And on the other side of me was Caleb, aka Lil Nar. Mm-hmm. I used to he wasn't even Lil Nar at that point.
Yeah,
but you're just thugging it out, man. I'm proud of them because I feel like they're my brothers in this shit. It's we were all thugged it out, slept on the floor in LA, and now I see crystal meth DJing in Australia, New Zealand, all over the world, bro, doing sold out, 4,000, 5,000 people shows. I seen Caleb booming everywhere I go on the internet. I see him flexing so hard. Sure. I'm so proud of him driving Ferraris, Lamborghinis, bags of money, bags of weed, just doing his thing. And it's crazy. All three of us were struggling on the floor together. It's crazy to see them up like that and I don't know, the LA lifestyle, man. Thug it out till it hits.
And I always have utmost respect for anyone that can do that shit because I just at a certain point I kind of realized I tweeted at one point that my dream isn't to work in the music industry because there's mad people that work in the music industry and have clout, but they're not. I'd rather have a great job and make good money and just do this shit part time.
You want to work at Dell?
I don't know. I don't know where I want to work. I'm trying to still figure that shit out.
He makes 6 figures.
Yeah?
Selling Dell. His clients is the Spurs and Popeye's chicken. Digital, it's digital marketing or something. I don't know what he sells to them. Digital storage or something like that. I got you though if you're looking for.
Yeah, I mean I'm in a weird. I need to find a better job right now. I'm in a weird position, but.
I seen the Uber and Lyft stickers on your car.
Yeah, I'm on the. That's the thing. I'm a survivor. I can scrap.
You gotta do what you gotta freaking do until you have the breakthrough, man.
Exactly.
That's a lesson to be learned, man. My last real job. I was a janitor at Planet Fitness, bro. Overnight, 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. I remember the day I quit. There was shit on the ground, and they're clean it up, and I was like, you got me fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm not cleaning that up. Done. Quit.
Yeah. but at a certain point, it's also difficult when you've had a great opportunity and you're trying to find the next one, because you like don't want to like. I'm comfortable eating shit and putting in work, but like you also like want to.
You say you're comfortable eating shit?
Not like literally eating.
This man just said he's comfortable eating shit. Zoom in on his face when you edit this.
When you edit this,
zoom in on his face.
Literal eating shit. Like
meme him.
In the sense of, I want to actually start doing some meme edits for my interviews.
Yeah,
and stuff.
that's it right there. Yeah. When you eat shit.
But no, I mean I'm comfortable like putting in work, but it's also like you want to have standards for yourself too, and you want to make sure like, you know, like. You're setting yourself up long term.
Yes.
But so I was just like, I kind of realized like I'd be much happier having a great job and doing this part time just for the fun of it. And like
you want to live good.
Yeah, I want to live good, and the fact is like, you know, I can't like I always have respect for people that can do the artist struggle, because I know I'm not made for it, you know, and it's like I'd much rather like have a great job and do this part time, and then, you know, also when you don't have it, when you're trying to build something and you don't need it to be something that makes you money, like in the short term, you can build it how right, and you can build it how you want.
That's what I was doing with Divine Minds, bro, for a little bit.
You don't have to be in desperate mode, you know, like you can make long term decisions versus like short term, like I need money right now decisions, you know.
My last job was Planet Fitness. That was my last real like hourly job. Then like two years in a row, man, I worked for this company called Solar City doing door-to-door sales.
Yeah. And
like shout out Taylor McCarthy. There's a lot of other people. Shout out Steven Solowski. You're a weirdo, but I fuck with you. But like they really is a company that like it was never hourly. It was just like commission. You work when you want to work, and like you make racks when you want to work. And, like, I was able to, like, work there and make money on my own time schedule, still live how I wanted to, still be able to travel around the country, do shows, and I could still, you know, have a big check at the end of the month that I could pay everything I need to pay and not have to worry about, like, damn, Divine Minds is, like, I gotta sell 10 T-shirts this week so I can pay my car bill and my phone bill. Yeah. And it really is like that sometimes. I lived like that for 6 months. It was terrible.
Sure. And you don't want to do that, because then you get, like I said, desperate, and you get like people can feel that, versus like if I'm just trying to interview people and have a good time and not like, you know,
like, yo man, I need this.
Yeah. Oh, let's turn that off.
Mom's call. It says mom.
Nah, Greenfield, Mass.
Oh, answer it.
No, I'm gonna
tell mom I said hey.
I will. But no, I mean that's how it was with because I sold Cutco. I'm thinking about going back, honestly.
He sold crack, though. Is that what you just said?
Cutco, knives.
Crack.
I sold knives for 3 years and made a couple racks.
Shout out Cutco.
It was my Solar City, basically. Just hanging out with moms.
Yeah, exactly.
Making them feel good.
In their house?
Yeah.
Yes, dude. That's why we get along, because you have that charisma. We could just go into anyone's house and be respectful, but also have them trust you. I trust you. I trust you being here.
I can hang out with, like, that's the thing, is I can hang out with rappers and I can hang out with moms, you know?
Dude, me too. Moms love me.
Yeah, for
Moms
sure.
love me. It's been like that since before all this.
It's charming.
Since like 5th grade, man. I'll go to, all the parents love me, but like I would be in school and all the teachers hated me. I'll get in so much trouble, but then I go to the families and they would love me. Shout out my mom for raising me, and my dad too. He's cool, but my mom really had a deep impact on who I am today.
So we've actually gone for 50 minutes now, and I still have a ton of questions.
You want to just start rattling them off?
I mean, I don't need to rush it. I don't feel the need to rush it.
Yeah, I don't either.
You're in a good time still.
I'm having
right?
a great time,
awesome.
Dude.
Awesome. So I guess I was curious how you made the transition to, like you said, you were doing clothing. How did you transition to the music side of things? You know, the management, show promotion.
Okay, so kind of back to that other story. Met Wolf.
Yeah.
I was still doing merch. And the only way to tap in with these artists was like, yo, I got clothes for you. Kind of felt annoying. Like, yo, wear my clothes. Come on, bro. Can you get a picture of my clothes? Like, I need this.
That's
like you're talking about.
Shit, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I was like, and then like, Wolf announced that tour, and I was like, yo, I'm trying to, you need to come to Boston, bro. And he was like, yeah, set it up. And I was like, dude, I just make clothes. Mm-hmm. He's like, yeah, find a promoter. I was like, all right. And I like went to Middle East, went to Brighton Music Hall, every single freaking venue, like, yo, book Xavier Wolf. He needs to come here. It's going to be a great show. And underground music in 2000, that was 2016, bro. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 2016, December 2016. There was not. Xavier Wolf and Bod, come on, like, people are like, you know.
people are checking for him now, but
yeah, so none of the promoters are like, yeah, who's that? I mean, it's the same promoters when I was like, yo, let's bring Lil Peep to Boston in 2017, and they're like, who's that? You know
it's
what I'm
like
saying?
some old dudes that are like, unless they recognize the name, they're like, we're not doing it.
Exactly, which really frustrates me, but I don't want to get into that.
Yeah,
but yeah, man, and like I just like, Wolf, man, I'm so sorry, bro, I can't find anyone to do it. And then like I told my friends, and they're like, yo, why don't you just do it? And I was like, I'm broke. All right, can you throw me some money? Can you throw me some money? That's why I said shout out Steve Slusky, because he threw me some money, and I got enough money, and I was like, time to find the venue. Couldn't find any venues. Search around, and then this dude Geisel, G-Made, craftsman from Lowell, was like, yo, there's a venue, there's a warehouse in Roxbury, it's pretty DIY, you can rent it out. Met them, went there, they're like, yo, here's the date you need. And I was like, yep. They're like, you can have it. I'm like, all right, this is gonna do it. I got the money. Told Wolf, he's like, all right, let's get it. Talked to his tour manager Morgan, set it up, put a date on the calendar. A week before the show, no, 3 days before the show, actually, I remember, man, 36 tickets sold online.
Oof,
36. I'm like, wow, okay, so I'm gonna be in $5,000, $6,000 in debt, because I took out $7,500 for the show.
For sure.
And Wolf's like, yo, you guys want to do merch? Like my friend, my partner, Broseph was like, yo, let's make some Xavier Wolf Divine Minds collabs. We made the shirts. I'm in more debt now, but I'm like, yo, this is a risk, man. And like, this is what life's about. If I don't do this, I'm going to regret this. So 2 days before the show, I'm like texting that dude, Don Krez, like, yo, I have no ticket sales, bro. Help me out. And he's like, dude, just be patient. You'll be good. You'll be good.
It's so tough when you're looking at the numbers. Cause like I've done that. Like, the most I put up for a show is like a couple $100, and I haven't done like a real ass show.
Yeah, you have.
I mean, not like, or I haven't done a ton of shows. Like I'm not no Tommy Devine, but like in the sense of like, it's like you said, with the Divine Minds Fest, you tweeted out that you put out like 12K like up front, and it's like that's the other thing about like the having money thing about like if you have a great job where you make good money.
I had an investor for that show. I don't have that money up front. I have someone who throws me money.
Yeah, but like if you don't have that money, it's tough to like, really like you to take that next leap. Like I'd much rather have shows with bigger artists where I just break even than like,
that's what my goal was. Like, I was like, yo, I just need to sell this many tickets to break even, and like, dude, that's all I want is just bring the show to Boston.
As long as it breaks even, like,
But yeah, long story short, man, like 600 people. No, not 600 people. I'm talking about the last show. 600 people. 350 something people came to the show with Wolf in a warehouse in Boston, and that night changed Boston underground hip hop for sure, man. It brought an identity. All these kids came to this cool ass spot, smoking blunts, drinking, having fun, partying, turning up, and like, there was really no rules, man. Like, I had no rules. I was like, yeah, man, just have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Buy some shirts. Like, I don't know. I didn't know what I was doing. I was like more nervous about me DJing. I was like, yo, I'm about to throw up. I got to DJ. This is nuts. My friend Chump Change, like, he got to perform. Like, it was his first time performing, dude. It was just like, all of us, like, we're like, yo, what are we doing? Like, this is crazy. This is all happening. Like, somehow we're running this mess. And dude, and just like, show went super dope. Sold a bunch of shirts. Still had a bunch of shirts left.
Yeah.
That was Brosep's genius idea. He's like, yo, let's make way more shirts so we can sell them online, and Xavier Wolf will promote them for us, and it'll help us get a little bit of a following. And then the next day, I see like on his manager's Snapchat them turning up in New York. I'm like, yo, this is so sick. They do this every night. Like, that last night was like the best night of my life. Like, this is so dope. They do this every single night. And I like just texted her, and I was like, yo, can I come to the next show in Philly and sell shirts, the rest of the shirts? And she's like, let me ask Wolf. She's like, yeah. He said it's cool. Come on, let's go. So I was at Solar City with Bro Siv. We had the meeting, and like when I got that text, I just showed him. He's like, all right, bro. Hopped in his car, left, went back to our house, packed bags, got in the car. We thought we were only gonna be like, it was weird because like it was never discussed that we were gonna go on tour, but we were just like, yo,
yeah, let's just go.
It was just mentally like, yo, just pack your bags, and like, but then we never like we're like, yo, we're gonna go on the whole tour.
Yeah, you were just like, oh, we'll just go.
Go to Philly, and we went to Philly and we sold the shirts. But we both we kind of packed for a long time.
Yeah.
And like we went and sold the shirts at Philly. We made like $1,500. Like, yo, Wolf, here's your cut. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wolf was like, bro, dude, this is why I really respect that man. He's like, yo, keep all the money from the merch, and you can come on tour with us and just be able to be on tour. Use that money to get, places to sleep, gas money, food, like, because we were thugging out. We didn't really have much money. And he's like, yo, use that money that you're making off my merch to keep it going.
Well, because I'm sure for him, like, the merch money was insignificant compared to, like...
Bro, he was racking it up every night. He's
exactly.
Good.
So he's like, he knows, like, the money you're going to make from this is going to help you. And also the fact that, like, it's good to have someone there that's, like, a merch person.
He didn't have a merch person. Yeah.
It's more valuable for him to have a merch person than, like, the couple...
We became a team, bro, for real.
$1,000 that he's going to get from you.
Yeah, and he only had, like, AC, his DJ, Morgan, his tour manager, Kenny, the photographer, and Wolf. It was 4 of them. Yeah, that's crazy, man. There's only 4 of them.
Yeah.
And I think, like, he had, like, a hairdresser come on tour, like a hair braider for a little bit.
That's crazy.
I feel like I'm forgetting something.
He had someone on tour just to braid the hair?
Yeah. And he had different hairstyles every night.
Well,
sick.
I guess that's a signature of it.
His braids were dope. Hair. And he had an afro. He had an afro one night. It was super cool.
Yeah, I mean...
Tumbling in.
I think that's, like, what a lot of people... That's the thing. Like, my one bit of advice is, like, it's all about providing value, you know, to people. People think that, like, it's just about figuring out what people need and giving that to them and, like, figuring out, like, how you can... I hate this word leverage because it sounds, like, manipulative, but, like, what leverage you have as far as, like, you know, helping... Like, sometimes, like, helping someone out and, like, with merch is the way that you're going to get it in because they really can... That can actually help them. Other people might have other needs as, like, a photographer or whatever. And, like, if you do stuff for free, like, for a little bit... Eventually, you know, if you're good enough, it's gonna be something.
I was up with my videographer, man. He just met me at my little Tracy show.
Yeah,
and it was just like he was hanging out with Tracy, like talking to Tracy, and he talked to me, and he's just, I don't know, I still don't even understand the story fully, but he hit me up on Instagram a couple times after, and then he's like, "Yo, can I film your show?" I was like, "Yeah, come here this time, film it." He did a really good edit. Came to my next couple shows, filmed them, and he was like, "Yo, can I get money for this next show?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I just paid him. Now he's like one of my right hand mans. Like he's like my go to dude.
It astonished me how many people, like, the first time they talk to you, they're like begging you to do something or something like that, and then they expect to be paid.
I hate that
away.
shit.
It's like how can you expect to be paid? You're reaching out to me, like, you really want to do this, but if unless I need it, why do you expect me to pay for it if you're like
and it's going to help them more than it's going to even, like, dude, I'm not even getting to. There's one kid that really bothers me, man. He's, like, always, like, trying to, like, yo, pay me this much to vlog your show. I'm like, dude, I'm not paying you to come vlog. I'm give you artist pass and vlog my show, and you can meet all these artists. And, like...
Was that what that tweet was about?
Well, no. That tweet was about dude, I had, like, 100 kids that were mad at me for not being on the guest list. People that, like, are, like, local artists from the area that, like... don't have anything to do with the show, trying to get on the guest list, trying to get like +4s, +5s to the show, and it's like I gave the artists +3s. Like all the artists could have 3 people on their guest list. Like, why am I gonna give someone random a +4 that has nothing to do with the show? It doesn't make any sense.
Or like you're not there to actually like get anything like work done or like help me like film. Or
you're just gonna boost yourself.
Yes, stand on stage and like
look cool.
Exactly.
Like, I don't want that.
And I always felt that's the thing is like I saw that tweet and I was like. Not that I like thought
wasn't about you.
I didn't think it was like, oh, this is necessarily about me, but that was my first thought because like I always feel weird. It's weird because it's like when you don't know the person, shooting an email being like, "Can I get a press pass?" It's like no big deal. But it's almost like it's weirder when you know the person sometimes because you're like
you don't want to ruin a personal relationship.
Yeah, and
or make it weird or something.
Exactly, and. So I have trouble even asking sometimes.
You gotta understand there's like 600 people that went to that show. It's not you. There's just hundreds of kids that like...
I mean, I ended up buying a ticket.
Yeah, appreciate that. You gotta support my shit, man. I put 12 racks into that show. Like, people gotta understand, like, you just buy a ticket.
If it was a show I was gonna go to anyway, I don't have a problem buying a ticket.
Of course.
I'm done, like, I'm not gonna, like... I made a decision, like, unless I want to go to the show, unless I can get him... Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna go to a show I don't want to go to... And not get an interview.
I gave like 3 photographers or 4. I have like Pete, who's like my main photographer, and then Eat Humans when you're talking about off records. Like he was filming stuff, but like those 2 are paid. That's why they have artist passes on stage. The other one was this dude that writes for the Fader, and he was gonna do an article on the show. That's so like tight. That's why I had him on stage. And like there's other photographers that are just hitting me up like, yo, let me get a pass, da da da. I'm like, dude. I already have my media team. Like, you're gonna be standing right next to them getting the same shot.
Exactly. It's like you already have your team, so it's like it's no value to you to like give them a press.
But there's nothing against them, and like the thing, I always like tell everybody like, yo, I still answer like, yo, bring your camera, bring your everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you finagle your way on stage, you're on stage, do your thing.
Well, that's
like,
that's what
you
I
finagled your way on stage. Like,
Yeah.
I seen you, bro. I didn't say shit. I was like, all right, cool. Like, you're doing your thing up here.
Yeah,
you got a purpose up there. There's other kids that are up there just want to like be like, yeah, I'm on stage. Like, yo, I met so and so, and like the artists don't want to be bothered, bro. They're cool, but they don't want to be bothered by someone they don't know who's like, yo, let me get a Snapchat with you. Like, that shit's like that is yeah, bro.
It's like clout
like,
shit. It's like, I just want a video of you so I can put it online, you know? Like,
be like, oh, I was with this person. Like, I know this person. You don't know that person. You pulled up on them.
a picture with them, and they like were nice enough to not like shoo you away.
Yeah,
being
like,
asked, you know. But I feel like I don't know. It's like the only I don't know. You go to enough shows and without a press pass and having to finagle that sometimes you're just like. You want the ease of just having not having to stress about like finagling, you know, sometimes. So like that's my only like.
Well, it's like when you bring something to the table for them, bro. Like the dude from the Fader, like like I don't even know you like that, but like you're gonna write something for like, okay, cool, I got you for sure.
Yeah, it's like no doubt about that. So like that's my only thing is like, if I'm trying to get interviews and stuff like that, I'd rather just like, it's nice to not have to stress about like trying to maneuver. It's nice to just like have that relaxing, but it's like you're not entitled to that.
I can't lie, like coming up in Boston, I was a Professor Finesse with getting on stage, dude. I would like I think Puya gave me a backstage pass one time, and like I saved that backstage pass. I slipped it off my wrist, and every single show I would slip it back on my wrist. Any artist that was coming to Boston, just walk on stage.
Did they always use the same colors?
No, but I was so good at. I was like, yo, that's not the right color. But like, oh, dude, that's all they had. They ran out of the other ones. Like, dude, come on, I'm with them. Like, I'm bro.
Yeah.
Dude, they have rent-a-cop security at the venues. They're like, all right, you're good. And then I'll make my way backstage, and like, I would actually like, I was on my network tip. But that's how I get all the artists Divine Minds clothes. Like, here's a shirt.
Well, yeah, it's also just weird too to be like, it's like I like the maneuver, but it's also like for instance, I was ended up being backstage and we were just chilling, and then like the show was over and like Tracy and Chapo come in, and it's like. And then I look around and there's no one in the room I know. It's like I'm not gonna stick around. You just like that's just
you gotta know when you gotta know. I learned this from DJ Lucas. Shout out Dark World. Dwelling, the word dwelling. You gotta learn to never dwell. Like when you are like around and like you don't really know anyone and you're not talking, just get out of there. Just get out of there. Like, it's better to not dwell.
Weird, you know, it's like then I ended up like they're kicking people off stage. I see Slug, and I'm like, all right, I'll go talk to him.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like, probably shit got too. We were gonna go to the Airbnb, but I guess shit got too crazy or whatever.
He was go ready to sleep.
I kind of knew that. Like, I'm like, they're either too drunk or they're too tired, and that's, like I said, you don't want to force it with people that you actually
and the Airbnb
can build a relationship with long term.
It really was like just some family. Like obviously there's a couple girls that came back, but it was really like a family reunion. Like I just really like my next show that I throw that's big, like my festival. I want to call it family reunion because like that's what this show reminded me of. It was just like, dude, we had like Thrax House in the building. We had Goth Money Records in the building. We had Awful Records in the building. Like we had some like legendary crews. Like we could have Raider Clan. Like I dropped the ball. Like there's someone from Raider Clan that wanted to perform, and I kind of like forgot to respond to them.
Like I was doing. It's funny because I'm not like the SoundCloud rap is not my main. Like,
Black Cray is like before SoundCloud though.
No, but in the sense of like that's not my main like hip hop that I gravitate towards. So like I have to go back and do some research. I mean, like when I prepping for that show, I like researched as if I might interview all of them. Yeah, so I like
of course,
went hard.
I like that. I like that.
It was stressful though because it's like planning for like 10 interviews in a week is a lot more work than it sounds like. But
no, I get it, bro. I feel you.
It's very different than just prepping for an interview with one person. You know? But it's better to be over prepared than under prepared. But another tip.
That's why you're gonna succeed.
Yeah, I mean, another tip for finessing too is like
tips for finessing 101 by Dommy and Toasty.
Well, I also knew like the Divine Minds Fest was not the time where I'm gonna get like. Sure, it could work out, and it's like a chill night, and maybe I'll get a bunch of interviews. But it's like I knew it was gonna be so crazy and so big that it's like it's tough to finesse when something's that big. You know, like it's like
go to shows. Like, I'm in Providence. Like, go to the local shows where you're at. Like,
it's intimate.
Unless
when
you're
it's more
in LA
intimate
or New York, there's not, like, you know what I'm saying? It's into more intimate shows you can really finesse in
intimate shows, man. You can just go and talk to the artist, like, hey, what's up, man? Look, like, can I buy a t-shirt? What's up?
Artists are real people. Like, talk to the merch guy. Talk to the person that, like, talk to the DJ. Talk to the person that doesn't get love. Like, Eric was talking about, like, yo, every show I'm just super nice to the security, and then they let you do whatever, because it's like
part of the finesse.
They're used to, like, dealing with, like, shitty, annoying, terrible people, and if you're, like, super nice to them, they realize that, and, like, he's like, yeah, I'm just super nice to them. Oh, is this guy cool? Can he come up on stage? And it's like, now you have, like, a power just from, like, being a good person. Bro,
all the dudes, before I started even throwing shows in the Middle East, all the security guards knew me. I could go to a dubstep show, dap the security guard up, and walk in for free. Like, I figured it out. Like, I was just cool with all of them. You're right. Just take care of the security guards. Tip your bartenders. Say what's up to the merch guy. Shout out Migo Plug Danny. Like Puya's merch guy. Like, Puya's brother too, man. Like, the first time I really got, like, dosed into all this was, like, Puya and Fat Nick, the Buffet Boys, were on tour with, like, the Underachievers and Bodega Bams, and, like, Don Krez, the DJ, brought me backstage, and, like, I was, like, just sitting in the room. Cool. I guess I was dwelling. I really was dwelling, because I didn't know any of them, but they brought me back there. It wasn't like I was asked to go back there. Yeah. They brought me back there. I was with all of them, and, like, Germ, and they were all, like, you know, big name rappers at that point, and, like, I actually really bonded the most with, like, Puya's big brother, Andrew. He was the bus driver at that point. And we kind of hit it off, became friends, followed each other on the internet, and, like, long story short, now he's the Suicide Boys manager.
Yeah,
it's just like, you know what I'm saying.
It's
now
like treating it.
He gets me. He put me on the guest list for a show in London.
It goes back to, like, you never know where anyone's gonna end up in life, and, like, just treating everyone with respect. And it's like, if you go up to the merch guy, like, the rapper is always the person that people are, like, hounding, and they're used to, like, shutting it down. But if you go up to the merch guy and you have a genuine conversation, the rapper will see that and be like, yo, this dude's, like, just talking and having a great time with this guy that can't do anything for him. You know, it's like
9 out of 10 times
that you're a real person. You
know? 9 out of 10 times, like, when I'm on tour with these artists and, like, people are talking to all the artists, if someone comes and talks to me and, like, they're cool and they're not on some weird, they're not on drugs, I'm gonna be like, yeah, here's my phone number. You know what I'm saying? Text me, and, like, if we have people over, come back to the Airbnb, come kick it with us. Like, we're just gonna be chilling. 9 out of 10 times. You know, it's depending on how the artist is feeling. But, like, if you go up to the artist and try to finagle that, they're just gonna be like,
they're tired. They just did a show. And, like, I hate that, like, people are so entitled that they think that, like, after, like, even when I'm getting interviews, if someone doesn't do an interview with me, I'm not, like, or says no, I'm not, like, pissed off at them, because it's like, they're touring every night doing, like, a show. Like, they're super exhausted.
You don't even know what happened before earlier in the day.
I'm just some random guy coming up to them. You don't know what their day's been like.
Exactly.
If they say no to me, I'm not taking it personally. It's like you know.
Bro, we had people on the first Slug Christ tour. There's a girl who was, like, who followed the entire tour, went to every single show, and would try to finagle her way back to our Airbnb every night. And it was the creepiest thing. And, like, she's, like, banned from our shows now, because she's, like, on some really she was really just weird, dude. Like, really weird. And it's just, like, you can't even come to our shows anymore because you were, like, just forced it too much.
You went too hard.
You went way too hard. Like, we appreciate your support, but, like, it was, at that point, it wasn't even support. It became, like, an obsession with the artist. And it was like, yo, that's weird.
Well, it's like the there's this book, I haven't read it yet, but I've just it's called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, and it's just about how, like, you'll be much happier if you just, like, are chill, and, like, you get more if you just, like, are chill, laid back, and, like, actually don't care in a weird way, you know? Like, the more you care, it can come off as, like, yo, just relax a little bit, you know? Like the whole desperation thing, you know? All right. Still have a bunch of questions.
I could talk about everything forever, bro. Seriously.
Yeah, I don't want to, like...
I had something to say, but I'm just going to hold on to it, because I hold off on it.
I'm looking at the questions.
Okay. Just, like, that happened with Lil WAP tour, bro. Like, I was on tour at WAP, and, like, I was just quiet, minding my business. I didn't really know him like that. And, like, there was someone else on the tour who was, like, talking his ear off, trying to get him to follow him, and then that kid got kicked off the tour. And, like, WAP ended up, like, not that it really matters, but he followed me and was like, he fucks with me. Because, like, I just was cool, and I could just kick it and be around and not be, like, on some, like, yo, let's take a pic, let's flick up, like, give me a shout out. Like, it wasn't like that. But, like, kids are really like that, man.
Yeah, they're thinking very like.
I guess it just comes with
clout.
experience.
It's that clout, you know. It's like people don't act like normal people. It's like you have to remember artists are real people. Like people treat them like they're not actual people, and it's like respect them, you know. So, one big styling. I was also curious about like we talked a lot about like perception versus reality. We're not like a ton, but like I guess like what's the difference between like tour life, like what people think it's like, and like the reality of tour life?
Tour life is like World War III, and it's everyone in the bus against the entire country. It's like you're a team. It's like when you're playing Fortnite and you got fours and you're playing against everyone else. It's like the same thing, man. Like it's just you and your squad, and you go to war every day. You gotta go. You gotta drive. It's not glorious, bro. Like tour is like you see a lot of these artists don't really tour, man, because it's like it's a grind, dude.
Straining.
You're driving freaking, dude. I remember even on the last tour I was on, bro. We went from Portland to Denver to Chicago in 3-day period, dude. An 18-hour drive and a 20-hour drive, like back to back with 3 shows.
It's not vacation.
Nah, dude, you're really working.
Yeah.
You're really working. It's not glorious. You're sleeping in a van. Like, luckily my van's not shitty, but you're sleeping in a van. You're eating gas station food. You're just annoyed with each other. Like, you're around your friends for so long that you start to just get bothered by them.
Yeah.
You get,
People have their quirks that like start.
yeah, man. Like, and like you, I don't know about everybody else, but I'm an empath, man. I pick up on everybody's energy. So everybody I'm around, I'm feeling their energy. I'm feeling their vibes, and it's like when you get your shower for 15 minutes alone, that's your only alone time for the day is when you're taking a shower, man.
Cherish that shit.
Cherish that, man. Like, for real. Like, you go to this show, you party all night, you party backstage, and you take that party to the stage, you turn up on stage, you go back to the Airbnb, you keep that party and go, and you pretty much party for 8 hours, 4 a.m., 5 a.m., you passing out, waking up at 11 a.m., checking out of the hotel, and you're sleeping all day in the van again. Just, it's rough. But tour to everybody else looks like sold out date. It sounds like that Gunna song. It's like sold out dates. Like you just going city to city and it's amazing. And everybody sees you and you're looking all cool. But it's like behind the scenes. It's very, very, very tormenting to the mind.
It's also like so it's like a lack of sleep. It's hard to stay healthy because like lack of sleep, not a lot of time. You're like going from city to city, driving a lot. And like you're eating shit food, you know, like whatever you can get a hold of. And like then you're...
Gas station chicken, man. I know all the good gas station food spots, bro. For real, you ever want to eat gourmet food? I could make a gourmet meal from gas station.
Yeah,
bro.
how do you stay healthy on tour?
Don't look at me. I gained 30 pounds, bro, the past year going on tour. I look terrible. I broke out in my face. Like I'm taking some time off from tour to like eat healthy and just have better my hygiene, bro, because it like really actually like stunted me for a little bit.
I feel like that's why when you see like these seasoned artists that are still touring, it's like, you know, if I was like an artist touring and I was later in my age, it's like I'm eating good food. I'm going to the gym every city I am. Like get a Planet Fitness pass or something. You know, like just like because it is.
But like
draining.
the level I'm at, like I'm still on the DIY tour.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
booking the tours myself. I'm getting Airbnbs for us. But listen, we're leveling up.
Yeah, for sure.
Give it like six more months, man. We'll be doing some big shit.
And what would you say like the most challenging thing about throwing shows is?
The most challenging thing about throwing shows. Keeping your composure throughout the entire time. Cause when you throw a show, it's like you gotta take money up front, invest it into the show. And then you just sit there and watch it like marinate over time, getting ticket sales, like the whole building up to it and like staying calm.
Yeah.
And like with the Wolf show, I was freaking out like, yo, I'm about to lose 6 racks. I'm about to lose 7 racks. Like, this is terrible.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what did I get myself into?
Like
what did I get myself into? I'm going to have to be stuck at this job for the rest of my life trying to pay back my debt. Like, oh my God. Like, just staying calm and like, just making sure, just composure.
Especially when you start out with and you don't have any money, especially like, you know, like I think of like the money I have saved and imagine like putting all that into
one night. It's a big gamble, bro.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
roulette.
You want to, that's the thing. It's tough to live like
like someone like a wealthy person until you have security. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you don't have money, it's like it's a lot harder to think like that and live like that and invest. You know.
But hey, I think everybody should try to throw a show. Honestly,
For sure.
I
Start
really do.
small. Start small.
Everyone should try to throw a show. Like, just do it. Because everybody always tells me, like, oh, I should be on this show. I should do this. You should bring this person. Just do it yourself. Just try it. Because, like, it might work for you. It worked for me when, like, someone just told me to throw a show. And, like, it changed my entire life. So you should just try to throw a show. I encourage everybody to. And if you take a L, try again.
Yeah, don't
give up.
I don't advise you to put $5,000 into your first show, but
Don't book Xavier Wolf for your first show. Or you can try. I did it.
start like small, like
Book DJ Lucas for real. Book DJ Lucas in New England.
Find a room you could
Get for free.
get for like free, a couple $100.
Throw a house show.
House show. Start with house shows. That's
I threw out my first tour. I had multiple house shows and it was
Yeah.
lit. Burlington, Vermont. We had a house show.
shows are my
Nuts.
favorite. Like that's what
Philly was a house show.
West Mass is built off of. You know, that UMass, like West Mass.
I was a weekend warrior at UMass Amherst one time. I woke up on the roof of a frat house with no shoes
I feel like everyone has
and
that
a big
story.
bag of weed in my pocket. That wasn't mine. I don't know whose weed it was. I'm sorry if it was yours. I'm sorry.
Okay, I've narrowed it down. I have like 3 more questions. Let's say.
All right, this is gonna be a big interview.
Oh, for sure. We're at a little, almost an hour and a half at this point.
What time is it?
It is 2:40. I'm watching
we're
the
Gucci,
time.
we're Gucci.
I figure we stopped by 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gucci.
So I know you had tweeted out that you had a chance to like start a record label and you were chose to like focus on the booking. And I know you had said like it's a little Divine Minds is a little all over the place. I think it's so easy for people to try and do everything at once, and then it could easily. I think it's much better to focus on one thing, build it out, and then diversify. Because I think a lot of people try and do too much at once. It tastes funky now.
This shit sucks, bro. I try to give them a good review. It's terrible, dude. It's like sugary water.
They're not gonna sponsor us now.
I want the Yoo-Hoo sponsor.
But speaking of like the label, I know you were talking about putting out a like mixtape. Is the Divine? Is the
I'm
Divine
holding
mixtape
off on
coming
that.
soon?
No, that's holding
later.
off. I just think it's something that I was trying to get. I had like Tony Seltzer and like Big Head, and I had some really cool producers send me some beats for it. Keyboard Kid, like legendary people, bro. And I like had it, and I was like trying to get rappers to rap on them, and I was like, wow, this is way too much for me right now. Like I just can't. I'm
You don't want to stretch yourself too thin.
I want to do it, and I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be like a DJ Khaled underground type tape, and I have all the artists that are down. I have a list of everybody who said they're down to do it. I'm just gonna wait until I can learn how to produce, because then when I produce, they're gonna be rapping on my beats, and I just
you don't have to rely on
the whole thing about getting beats from other people. I just felt like I was like, dude, it's a lot of like. I don't know. It's just a lot to like have someone get beats from someone else, then get someone else to rap on it, and then get someone else to rap on it that's not around, dude. Yeah, I'm just gonna produce it myself. I was gonna be a self-produced Tommy Devine tape. 'Cause that's really a Tommy Devine tape. I don't want to just be like on the mic, like, yeah, I'm so hood. Welcome to my tape. Yeah, I wear my pants roll my waist. Like, I don't want to just yell DJ Khaled things. Like, I actually want to make it art. It's an art project where I produce it, bro, and like it's my beats, and like the artists like come to my studio or I go to their studio and we record it. I'm in the studio with them. Like, all right, cut that, make that sound better. Like, I like when you say this. I don't like when you say that, because that's art, bro. That's me actually making art, putting it out there. Because like some people like talk shit on me on the internet. They're like, yo, you're not an artist, bro. Like, stop trying to be an artist. Or you're not a DJ. You don't know how to DJ. So I'm gonna really make some art.
Yeah, it's also about like being real about it. It's like, yeah, I might not be a DJ, like a real DJ yet, but I'm working on it, and like
I am. I'm working.
And
on
once
it.
it's ready, you'll see it. You know, it's like I think
I'm the only person from New England to ever perform at Rolling Loud, and I don't even know how to DJ that well, but I'm still getting booked and I'm still making money off it. So you can do it. Anyone can do anything.
I have these ideas of like I have so many ideas of like the things I want to do, and it's like it's important to realize like, all right, what's realistic at this moment? What do I need to still work on before I put it out to the public and like get better at? And like I said, it's stretching yourself too thin. If it's easy to like try and do everything and then not do anything because of that.
That's what I was
like
doing.
You find
That's
your
exactly
thing.
what was happening.
Like it's to me, it's super clear that like putting on shows, promoting shows, booking shows is like your thing.
That's what it is. That's what I've been focusing on.
And you can like master that and then branch out of that and do like small side.
Well, I can do like
projects,
I can also manage artists through that because it's kind of it's very similar. Like all the artists I'm booking for, I simply can management is not that much different than booking. Booking is a big part of management. Now it's just like getting them video shoots, getting them. Getting them podcasts, getting them anything that they need, what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
But now, and then with the Sony thing, with the A&R, now I can get them, I can only book them for a show, but I can also get their tape properly distributed through a record label.
Yeah, it's like making it congruent. I had this idea of like, as far as like leverage for getting interviews, it's like if I bring an artist out and I put a show together for them, I get them paid, they're more likely to do an interview. And it's
that's
like,
what I was doing with the clothes. Like if I get them a show, like, all right, here, wear some clothes, and then like,
Yeah.
Take care. One hand washes the other hand, man. A lot of these artists realize that, like,
for sure,
you're doing something for them, they're gonna more than likely be down to do something for you.
So I also want to ask you. You had talked about the you tweeted about the MTV reality show, which you said was with Andy Milonakis. Is that?
We can't talk about that yet.
No, you can't talk about it at all. You can tweet about it, but not on the podcast. It's not official yet.
I just can't go. Nothing's official yet, but it's all in the works.
Okay.
But MTV and VH1 are trying to buy something that I'm putting together with some really cool people.
Is it going to be like the Jersey Shore of Boston?
There's actually two different things going on with MTV right now. One thing is like How to Make It in America type show. It's going to be not really a Jersey Shore, more like they go around, they follow people from Boston that are impacting the scene in the industry. You know what I'm saying? People that are doing things in Boston. Like I'm actually helping cast for it right now. I'm finding people to be on the show. There's a few people that I confirmed. I really can't speak too much on it.
I'm not trying to push.
No, you're good.
It did seem like an interesting thing to talk
It is
about.
cool, man. Like that's gonna just unfold, and like when we do a follow up, like and like where are they now type interview, we'll have that. We'll talk about that.
Oh, for sure. Follow up podcast. All right, two more questions. Who are some of the top artists you'd still like to work with?
Lil B, Young Lean, Kid Cudi, Wiz Khalifa, Currency, Famous Dex, Young Thug. Lil B the most though,
for sure.
Because like I come from the whole like 5150 Task Force bitch mob. Like I was in Based World, like on the Facebook community, like MySpace, like really like promoting Lil B, promoting positivity. Lil B saved my life, man. When I was talking about when my brother passed away and I was depressed and suicidal, like listening to Lil B's music really spoke to me and like prevented me from committing suicide.
Yeah, I'm coming from much more like traditional hip hop. That was my original mindset, like more of a hip hop head. I mean, I've opened my eyes quite a bit. I remember when Lil B came out, and I was like,
"Oh, Chief Keef! I want to work with Chief Keef."
Oh, that'd be fire. I remember Lil B came out. I was like, I didn't fully get it, but it's like now looking back, and I watch a bunch of interviews, and you see all these artists that like when I talked to Sly, he like, there's so many artists that would have never even started rapping if it weren't for Lil B. And they might not have been great when they started. They just like, all right, well, if Lil B can do this, why can't I? And just started. And now look at them, like probably
Xavier
like
Wolf has videos
Slug.
Back in the day doing the cooking dance on his YouTube channel, listening to Lil B. Like this whole music scene right now is like influenced by Lil B, whether they admit it or not.
Yeah.
And like there is like Smoke Perp did interviews like, yeah, Lil B like influenced me. Like all these dudes are influenced by Lil B. They just
He just demystified shit, and it was like it just got a bunch of people to just start making music and not think about it. You know what I'm saying? And sure, with that, there's going to be a lot of like not great music that comes out, but people are going to get better and they're going to evolve as artists. And like, you never get better if you don't start.
You can hear his influence on a lot of these people's music too.
For sure.
I'm actually kind of close to his camp, so I have the ability to work with him soon.
You should.
It will happen.
I saw him. I saw him do a show at like a small ass Stanhope House in New Jersey. It's like a small ass venue.
Was Clams
like,
Casino there?
Yeah.
Yeah, my best friend went to that.
I was there.
Clams Casino was mad drunk, he said.
Yeah, it was.
We just worked at Clams Casino. We just did a show with him in New York like last weekend.
It was a little disappointing because I remember like I was like, oh, Clams Casino. And he just like got really. I thought he would like mix stuff, but he just like played his beats and then got really drunk.
Yeah, on an
and
iPad,
just like
right?
Yeah, and he was just like yelled bass god and stuff like that. I'm like, I hope like I don't know. It kind of like not ruined Clams Casino because his beats are still crazy, but
I was just like, it tainted my image of him, you know?
I feel you. I've never seen him perform live. Chapo just did a show with him in Brooklyn on a Friday. Then we had the show, and I was supposed to DJ for Chapo there, but I was DJing in Boston with Fish Narc and Yans that night.
Yeah,
that was fun. Shout out Steady Leanin' for booking us.
Okay, last question. What's next for Dommy Devine?
Taking over the world, Pinky in the Brain type shit.
Oh, for sure.
What's coming up, man? What's coming up? The booking agency is really coming together right now. I got my homegirl like making like press kits for all these artists, and I'm gonna take that to the next level. I'm like actually seriously announce that. That's gonna have a name to it. It's not gonna be through Divine Minds. It's gonna be my own enterprise, and that's gonna get big quickly because I already have like a really dope roster
for sure,
and it's just gonna grow. And the booking agency is gonna be a pretty serious thing where like I'm gonna be, there's booking agencies out there like Paradigm and UTA and CAA and like Mac Agency that are like booking all these big ass tours, and like I'm right there. I know all those promoters, man.
Yeah.
I know all the promoters in all the cities. Like I can book a tour. I've been DIY booking tours
for sure.
Booked Slug a 12 city tour before. Then I went to the other on the East Coast. Then I went to the West Coast, booked him another tour like that. Like I'm going to be able to like take artists and just put them on tours that they need to be on, and like have bigger artists that I work with like Chapo and make them headline, and find someone that's like smaller that I really like that needs a chance and put them as the opener on that tour. So booking agency is gonna get super serious. Divine Minds festivals are gonna be more serious. I got bigger venues now. I got 1,200 person venue. I got 3,000 person venue, and I got the Songus Arena in Lowell that fits 6,000 people. So you're gonna see me bringing some major shows.
Not just Boston.
Yeah,
spread out all over Mass.
Yeah, spread all over the whole entire country. So I have like a lot of promoters now that are trying to like bring my shows, like that last show I just did in Boston. Like they're trying to bring that to Texas. They want to bring it to Seattle. So like I might just start doing like the Dommy Devine pop-up shows everywhere in the country.
That's fire. Yeah. Actually, I just saw something really funny. All right. No, I thought it'd be okay. So I thought of this really funny Uber story. I dropped. There was like a Kendrick show at the Xfinity Center recently, and I dropped off these like 3 girls.
Hey, you drove from Providence to Mass?
Yeah. No, I think I was in. I forget what Rhode Island town. I think I was in Pawtucket, and I picked them up. And
shout out to Pawtucket Red Sox.
But long story short,
there's a baseball team there. The Paw Sox.
Yeah, like
shout out
the
to Paw
minor
Sox.
league.
Yeah.
Sox team.
Could have played for the Red Sox, but they found crack in my pockets. Nah, it sounds like a riff rap verse. What does he say? Could have played for the Houston Rockets, but they found crack up in my pockets.
I don't know. I just know the
riff rap. Get it together, man. You know some weird allegations online.
Yeah, for sure. That's fucked up. We don't get down with that.
Nope.
There was a Zayla tweet. It was like, could have played for the Bucks, but they found
Zayla.
Yeah.
XELA.
Yeah.
From Florida.
I fuck with that.
Yeah. Shout out Zayla. That's the bro.
For sure.
I'm actually gonna be working with him in Big Baby Scumbags.
I'm still trying to interview him.
Have you talked to him?
I've talked to him. We haven't like.
You gotta go out to LA. I think he stays in LA.
I DM'd with him. I know. I was trying to do it when I was in LA, but.
When I get my phone, I'm gonna text him and tell him to do it.
Validate. Fire.
Yeah, I got you.
That'd be fire. Yeah.
Oh, while I have the chance, R.I.P. to my brother Anthony. R.I.P. Lil Peep. R.I.P. X.
Oh, for sure.
Watch over me, carry. You know what I'm saying? I carry your energy within me, and help me continue this journey.
Now I feel like I can't tell the Uber story because I feel like that was. All right, we're gonna wrap up. I'm not gonna tell that story because. It's kind of a totally different vibe. It was, I'll tell the story. It was this girl. Long story short, they had this whole conversation about eating ass in my backseat. It was just a very funny conversation to be a part of. And the girl's like, "It froze." All right. Well, that'll be the end then. That'd be perfect. There we go. No, she was like, she's like, if I don't know where you are in your sexual experience, but
She's talking to you about it?
Yeah. She's like, if you've never gotten your ass eaten, definitely do that at some point. All right. You good? You feeling good? You ready?
Yeah, I'm good.
Let me take a little sipples.
Yeah, get a little sipple.
You get a little. What do you even? I guess you call it a hiddles.
Little hitski.
Yeah. It's still a hit.
Definitely a hit. Yeah. You're getting knocked out by the nicotine.
Oh, for sure. All right, you ready to rock?
Hi, what's going on? My name's Dommy Devine. You're at the unboxing of the new Saluti Aloe Drink Water. Coming straight from Brooklyn, New York. I'm gonna give you a chance right now to get a first sneak preview of what it tastes like. Yeah, 10 out of fucking 10.
Refreshing,
delicious, orgasmic.